a lot of people don't realize when you're the best sprinter in the breakaway, nobody's going to work with you. Yeah. Your chances of actually winning are much lesser because you're the fastest guy. So nobody's actually going to work for you. So
and you have all the
Groves
responsibility.
Said in his interview, he was on an amazing day. For him to go solo, his first solo pro win in the second to last stage of the Tour de France, I mean, is as epic as it can possibly be. And just crazy impressed with his performance today. And the team for that matter. I mean, 3 stage wins, 3 different riders. We're talking about still 14 teams that have not won a stage. It was wild to see him off the front. It was actually an incredible sight. Very, very impressive. And I like seeing performances like that these days when there's just so much dominance from guys like Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard when they go on the climbs. Like, this is racing. This is full gas racing, tactical racing, technical racing. I mean, we saw the crashes. Your boy Romero, who you picked out to win the stage before, crashed really hard. Hopefully he's okay, but second to last stage of the Tour. You never want to go into Paris with a injury like that.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Move podcast, brought to you each and every day by Ketone IQ. Talking about Stage 20, a bit of a surprise here in Stage 20. Kaden Groves. We're going to get into all that action. I'm joined by Sir Bradley Wiggins. We're having dinner Monday night. Do you and me have any solo dinners, George? I don't think so. Oh.
Maybe at the house when I was the first week I was here. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Over the Love Island Marathon. Obviously, George Hincapie right here. And the professor.
Thanks for having me.
Spencer Martin. Days like today, boy, it's good to have the professor because he just pulls up all kinds of fun facts.
It has been great to have the professor.
I agree.
He's gotten spicy.
Time away.
Be spicy.
Time away from the missus. Kaden Groves has quietly put together a hell of a career, hasn't he? Right? It's first Tour de France stage win. However, he's won stages in all 3 Grand Tours. He has won a total of 10 stages in Grand Tours. That's a heck of a career. That's an Australian Hall of Fame career for sure.
He's a hell of a rider.
and wins in a way. This guy's is a sprinter. Goes away from a group of 12 or 13. Obviously, lots of crashes, lots of things changed the dynamic of the race. But
I could not remember the last time a sprinter won solo Tour de France stage win. But Bradley, our encyclopedia, reminded me.
Well, I seem to think it was 1996. Jamaluddin Abdu-Japarov riding for Refin. Attacked from a group on a hilly stage, mountain stage in the Tour de France. Well, it's a hilly stage, not a mountain stage.
And one solo.
You had a teammate in there that year as well, in that breakaway, Laurent Madouas.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh. Who is Valentin Madouas is very good now as well.
Yeah. I always loved those shows growing up. Where Are They Now? They go back and, and if they find them and they follow them and just kind of a catch up, like Mr. T, for example. Like, where's Mr. T? What is Mr. T doing right now? Anyhow, my point on this is a sprinter like Abdu-Japarov, I raced with this guy. I didn't like racing with this guy, right? He was terrifying. But anyhow, where is Abdu right now? This is such, what do you reckon that guy's doing? He might be in the Taliban.
A hatchet
I thought about that as well.
No. He was, no, I'm not kidding.
Where was he from?
Tashkent.
Okay.
See?
He could be a hatchet wielding hitchhiker right now. I watched that last night. That's why I was on the mind, it's on the brain.
We're going to get into all the action. Before we do, today's show brought to you by Zwift. So Zwift recently rolled out its new Cog and Click product. You can use almost any bike that you already own. It doesn't matter if you bought it from any old store. It still feels like you're on a top-end smart trainer. Zwift-ready trainers are available from all top manufacturers. Wahoo, Garmin, Elite, Jet Black, Decathlon, setting a new benchmark for indoor training. All Zwift-ready trainers come with the new Zwift Cog and Click installed. We got one right here. Pretty substantial, this thing, I gotta say. Making them ready to ride from the box. No extras needed. So simple and no need to remove your cassette. Zwift-ready trainers start at just $2.99, meaning anyone can jump into world-class indoor training without breaking the bank. Also, did you know your outdoor rides count towards your Zwift fitness score and trends? All you need to do is link your bike computer to the Zwift companion app. Well, now that makes sense. Doesn't it, G? All those
Big
rides
time.
you're doing? Got Enzo here. You're probably doing like 4-hour rides a day, 5-hour rides.
No, not here.
Also today, Element. It is our go-to hydration source. I wonder if Element's prevalent in the Peloton. Got to be prevalent. These guys got to be using Element. You hear us talk about it all the time. I personally sweat my face off every time I train. So Element is my go-to rehydration source. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium. No sugar, no gluten, no artificial ingredients, no BS. It is the real deal. Here's the kicker. If you don't like it, give it to a friend. Full refund for you guys and gals. What is going on here? Get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase at drinklmnt.com/themove. That is drinklmnt.com/themove. Boom. Before we walked over here, obviously, each and every day, we're sitting over there in the Huckberry Chill Chamber. We outfitted this thing because, we got going live. I wanted the boys. I didn't want to. It's tough herding these cats. Right? But every morning.
I didn't think you were going to show up this morning. Bradley and I were first ones in the studio.
I was over in Steamboat yesterday. I didn't get home till late.
Yeesh.
And I wasn't able to go to the gym. And I too Anna was heading off for her bike race this morning. Super proud of her for that. And but I kind of caught myself. I was like, at some point I should go down to the chill chamber. So I did, and thank God, Peacock got the app. I could watch in the car. But I was up on it. Anyhow, Huckberry has changed the game. Men's fashion, men's content, just a bunch of cool content. Like I love the daily newsletter. They pull and curate a lot of really interesting articles, photos, a lot of great photos, a lot of travel, a lot of architecture. Yeah, I don't know. Stuff us guys from Plano are really into. What part of London are you from? Does it have a name, or so? What part?
West London.
That doesn't sound good. Is there like another name?
Kilburn, right?
Kilburn, yeah.
There you go. What's it called?
Kilburn.
See, not bad for a guy from Kilburn. Right here in Aspen, Colorado, baby. Tons of cool stuff on there. Norda's, Huckberry, the furniture we got in the chill chamber.
Lovely.
All you got to do is visit huckberry.com/themove. Sign up for the newsletter. They only send out about 1 million of these a day. So be 1,000,001. Huckberry.com/themove. Getting close. We got one more day. I think we're all hedging a little because normally we'd be like, we'll watch these guys roll around and kiss their families. And
No rolling around.
tomorrow's going to be a different day. Today was no exception. There are a few things. There's just sometimes cycling is just a head scratcher. I think there were obviously a lot of crashes. The rain rolled in. The roads seem super slick, but the thing that we're watching, like these guys are sprinting for 20th place into the last corner. I think there's really two parts to this. Like, what are we sprinting for 20th for? And there's a crash. Tadej Pogačar barely misses the crash. Lipowitz is right there. Jonas is right there. Who has this answer? Why are we sprinting for 20th? But who cares?
Well, we're sprinting it was 13th and 14th, technically.
Same thing.
2 Astana riders, they picked up 25 UCI points for their effort. And this was like Mike Woods had a blog post in the first week of the tour about ways to make cycling safer. One of his proposals was eliminate promotion relegation, because this is exactly what happens. You have a group insignificant racing in like a racing sense, and you have 2 guys sprinting, could have crashed out the first and second in the GC. But these points, like every point matters. Like if you're trying, like Astana hired like mathematicians at the start of the year who then went through every rider's power profile and
You're
said,
saying if they did or they did?
They did this, yeah. And they're like, send these riders to this race based on their power profiles. Like they're trying to get every UCI point they can because they cannot fall out of the world tour.
Okay, help me understand this. So they are sprinting for whatever place it was. You said it's 25 UCI points?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. For example, how many points does UAE have as a team?
Like they're 10 times.
No, I know, but I mean, is this like a million or is it like
Okay.
500? Because if it's 500, it starts to percentage-wise, it starts to matter. Because if it doesn't matter, what are we doing?
UAE, I mean, this is a bad example.
Okay, give me
UAE
a
has
bad
20,000 points,
Okay,
but they have
all right, so-
almost twice as many as the next team.
Okay, so then what does Decathlon have?
Decathlon might have,
And what does Astana have? Because they're the ones who were sprinting for 80th place.
well, so Astana has 11,000 points. They're the third best team in the sport, but
What?
it's a 3-year aggregate. So Astana started the year in like below, like you have to be 18th or better to make it in the World Tour. They were like 19th.
They were on the bubble.
They had a deficit of 5,000 points to make up. So they came into this year just like scraping for every point they can get.
And now they're third.
Well, third on the year, but in the aggregate 3-year
Okay. All right.
ranking, they're 16th.
Well, you know what? You know what? I mean, I'm not very smart, but that doesn't make any sense. However, I kind of laughed when you said the Team Borat had hired mathematicians. Clearly, it wasn't a bad idea. I mean, I got to give it to
Your
them.
ex-team. Your ex-team.
Thank you.
But this
We would be remiss not to talk about today's stage. Well,
We're
we can
going to
talk about the points, points later.
It's wearing on. It's wearing on and on. But let's talk. What are your thoughts, George?
I mean, today it was like a heavyweight title fight. I don't think I remember ever seeing the penultimate stage of the Tour de France be one so dangerous, two so chaotic, 5 groups on the road at one point. GC guys trying to slip in the top 10. This best sprinter in the breakaway. A lot of people don't realize when you're the best sprinter in the breakaway, nobody's going to work with you.
Yeah.
Your chances of actually winning are much lesser because you're the fastest guy. So nobody's actually going to work for you. So
and you have all
Kaden
the
Groves
responsibility.
said in his interview he was on an amazing day. For him to go solo, his first solo pro win in the second last stage of the Tour de France. I mean, is as epic as it can possibly be, and just crazy impressed with his performance today, and the team for that matter. I mean, 3 stage wins, 3 different riders. We're talking about still 14 teams that have not won a stage. It was wild to see him off the front. It was actually an incredible sight. Very, very impressive. And I like seeing performances like that these days when there's just so much dominance from guys like Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard when they go on the climbs. Like, this is racing. This is full gas racing, tactical racing, technical racing. I mean, we saw the crashes. Your boy Romero, who you picked out to win the stage before, crashed really hard. Hopefully he's okay. But second last stage of the Tour, you don't never want to go into Paris with a injury like that.
Romero was my wild card for this race. I mean, he was just starting to find his groove and light the race up, and then Spencer put $1,000 on him.
Yeah, and he crashed,
he crashed.
5 seconds later.
You jinxed him.
Well, I did bet on Groves as a hedge there too, so we recovered the losses.
So apparently the roads were, I mean, not apparently, there was some sort of something on the roads that made it really slick. These guys, it wasn't their fault they were crashing. The bikes were just going off from underneath them, which is really scary.
But
imagine the GC group behind, because the directors are seeing the breakaway crash. When you're in a breakaway, you shouldn't be crashing. They're screaming in the radio like, this corner's coming up, everybody slow down. So in a sense, it's probably safer for them because they know how slick it is. But still, I mean, we saw guys just out of the saddle and sliding out.
I mean, the start of the race was brutally hard, George.
It was.
Like, it's hard to even comprehend how Kaden Groves made that move. And you're right, like he kind of had to win it solo because no one's going to work with him. Why did Jake Stewart, another sprinter, just let the wheel go and let him ride away?
In a breakaway like that, you got to take all kinds of risks. I mean, perhaps he just didn't want to do that little bit of extra work to save for the sprint in case they all came together. I mean, there's just so many variables that go on in a breakaway. People don't understand how difficult it is to win, especially if you're one of the fastest guys in the race. And I believe Jay Stewart just had to play his game and hope that somebody else would have chased him down.
Yeah, you make that bet, right? You let him.
You got to, yeah.
You say, let him get 10 seconds, and in the back of your mind, you think, well, surely we're 10 strong guys here. We'll reel him in,
But who's going to work
never
with
know.
Jake Stewart, I guess, would be my pushback on
well,
that.
this is what you saw.
Why? I mean,
That's
why
what
else
happened.
would they make the breakaway? They have to give themselves a fighting chance to win. So Jay Stewart in his mind's going, okay, well, they're not going to let Kaden Grove, the fastest guy in the race, one of the strongest guys in the race, roll away. So I'm going to take the risk and let them do most of the work. He lost out on the risk, but I understand the play he made today.
And what's going on with the team radio, right? There's some accountability there where the director says, this is not good. You guys, don't let him go because he can ride alone, despite having never done it before. We weren't privy to their communications, but
if you're in a 3-rider move, if Enzo's in a 3-rider move, would you ever radio up to him and be like, let this guy go? I just can't.
Well, I don't think you'd say let him go. I think you would say don't let him go.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't really guess how he was feeling at that moment. Like you said, it was such a hard start.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps he was just in a moment of crisis and couldn't go. We don't know if it's a tactical error or just a physical error. I mean, there's just, like I said, so much going on in these breakaways. It's impossible to know how he's feeling.
Bradley?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think at this stage of the tour as well, everyone was so, I mean, it was on, I turned it on at 4 this morning to watch, and it was just on.
Wait, hang on a second.
4:10?
4 what?
AM.
Oh, I thought I was up early at 5.
Was that Hawaii time? Or?
No. The stage started at 4.
What are you doing it for?
The stage started at 4. So I wanted to watch from the start.
Oh.
Yeah, so walk us through the start.
So it was on like Donkey Kong from the start. And what's he called? Casper Asgreen was off the front for a bit. Ben Sweeney was, not Ben Sweeney.
Harry Sweeney.
No, the other fellow who had the yellow jersey. What's his name?
Ben Healy.
Ben Healy.
That guy.
Ben Healy was trying to get in. They were trying to put 2 riders in the break, and they were chasing each other down. And the commentary team couldn't work out why they were doing that. But it was just, they just kept reforming in this washing machine effect. You know, the different groups kept going off the front, and then it was raining quite heavily. There was a couple of crashes, and it was continually like that. And you couldn't even keep track of the race. At one point, there was 4 groups on the road with Van Aert chasing at 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was just a super tough day from the start.
And when the breakaway finally went, it was just like a little crack at the front, and then that was it. Yeah.
Well, I think the breakaway actually rolled away because of the crashes in the peloton too. That sort of neutralized them, and they go, well, you know what? If we're going to be going full gas here, there's going to be a lot more crashes. So I think they kind of took the safe route and said, okay, I guess we have to let this breakaway go, or we could potentially lose the whole Tour de France by crashing.
It does terrify the group.
Yeah, big time.
And just a reminder to folks, like, you know, in that crash that we're talking about in that final corner, if Tadej Pogačar, this goes all the way to the last lap in Paris, right? If you crash and break a collarbone and you cannot cross the finish line, well, you don't finish the Tour. So it probably just a shock of or a reminder to all the guys in the group, GC guys that have made it, you know, 98% of the way there, going, hang on a second, I'm not hitting the deck and getting a concussion, breaking a collarbone, and not making it to Paris after this Tour. People are just like, all right, let's chill.
I always talk about on this show, like, I feel like this table right here has experienced every scenario in the Tour de France. Well, we've never experienced what's going on tonight. Like, usually the last day of the race, 80% of the peloton's like, okay, we got a relatively easy day tomorrow.
Getting
Go
hammered.
get McDonald's,
They're getting hammered.
get a couple beers. Now that's like tomorrow's a full-on classics race. I mean, small roads,
sorry guys,
hills.
I wonder if that's
rain.
going to change the procession tomorrow and the feel of the start. We've never seen it.
You'd be so nervous.
You know, that first 100K normally, you always felt worse in the first 100K in Paris because you're riding so slow. And then the speed goes up when you hit the Champs-Elysees or get close to Paris. But tomorrow, I mean, are we going to have all the traditional champagne? And
is it going to be attack from kilometer 0? Because guys are going to try to get up the road before the racing starts.
Yeah.
I mean,
could be.
This is really affecting the history of the race, in my opinion.
I'm so curious. I mean, is this an experiment, or is this? I guess I will wait and see till tomorrow. I mean, I think it's maybe it's a throwback or just a nice little nod to Paris 24. But hey, I agree with everything said. We are going to take a quick peacock break. We'll be back in 2 and 32. All right, and we're back. Let's talk about Alpecin. I mean, this team, obviously led by Mathieu van der Poel, who's certainly the best classics rider in the sport. But I would argue he's a top 2 in terms of marquee names. I mean, he's a star. Team comes into the race, brings Jasper Philipsen, crashes out early. Feels like that was forever ago.
Yeah.
We were talking during the race today that it feels like he could have certainly contested for the green jersey, probably won the green jersey. But the team has to pivot and come up with another strategy. This is a smaller team budget-wise. They've won 3 stages without their marquee sprinter. Spencer, you're curious too how you bring a guy like Kaden Groves, who's a sprinter, to support another great sprinter. But net, this is a 5-star tour for a team like this.
Yeah, and I mean, You said they had to pivot for another strategy since they lost Phillips and
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. I actually argue against that. They had no pressure.
Yeah.
They had an amazing tour already, and the directors. If I was one of the directors, I'd be like, guys, have fun. Try to make the breakaway. Enjoy these last couple of stages. There's absolutely no pressure, and look what happens when a guy third week in the tour feels good. I mean, no pressure. He just goes for it and then wins. An incredibly hard stage.
And think like their superstar leaves with pneumonia. Matthew Vanderpool, Jasper Philipsen, who won the first stage of this race, is gone, and they're still winning. Like it's unbelievable. And maybe Uno X has a smaller budget, maybe, but Alpecin is a very mid-table budget team, and they're schooling other teams at this race.
And I don't know if that's a fair comparison, because Uno X did win a stage, and they were always very present during the hardest stages of the race. I also think for being a smaller budget team, they had an incredible Tour de France.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I think.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm saying maybe
that's yet
Uno X
another team.
might have a smaller budget than Alpecin.
A
But
similar story.
Yeah.
Not 3 stage wins, maybe a smaller budget, but came in with tons of heart and fight. I mean, when you're the organizer of the tour and you're selecting, you're down to picking these, whatever you call them, lottery picks or just these extra teams. I mean, you want a team like Uno X is going to come in and animate the race.
It's interesting because had Philipsen not crashed, we would have anticipated him challenging for green,
Right.
if not leading that competition, and maybe won a couple more stages as well.
Yep.
yeah.
And Hayden wouldn't have been in a position to win that stage had he still been in the race. So it's really good how they've kind of recalibrated, reset their goals, and someone like him's come up in the third week and won a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually interviewed for a job at Alpecin.
Did you?
In the last few years? Didn't get it, obviously.
team or
the team? Yeah,
Wow, okay.
like shampoo company. But I just was super impressed.
What was the role there?
I don't know
as
if
a
I
rider
can. I
or
don't think
what?
I can.
Mechanic?
I don't think I can talk about it. Yeah, rider. It was a rare rider mechanic double role. They're trying to save some money. But I was pretty impressed with like the level of sophistication behind the scenes, and they really try to avoid like mid salary riders that don't produce. Like either you're a winner and you're getting paid, or you're a random Belgian cross rider who's super strong. And once you get that second contract, they let you go and just bring on a new guy who nobody knows, and they don't pay you very much, but you produce at a very high level. They also don't. What don't they have? They have no GC riders.
No, they don't.
No.
And it's a very smart move, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you have a star like Matthew Vanderpool. People rise to that occasion, right? So you can get away with that. I would make the case, and I think I'm right. If you don't have a Vanderpool, these guys don't elevate themselves and go on to be sought out by other teams. Like people want to perform for him.
Yeah, and let's be real here. I mean, the guys that are on lower salaries, I mean, this is some of the most gratifying thing to do is to work for a guy like Matthew Vanderpool and Philipsen and win stages. Even though they're not making the kind of money they are, they will base their whole career upon those victories and be super proud of being part of that team.
They've also slowly replaced Quickstep over the years as the finding young talent, haven't they?
Yeah, they're eating like basically the talent pool that Quickstep used to get. Yeah.
It does feel like Quickstep 2.0 in a way.
Yeah.
Because Quickstep it just doesn't look and feel the same.
And that's been helped by Vanderpool staying loyal to that team for so many years as well.
That is the number one reason by a factor of like 10. I mean, that was always the question, right? This kid was coming up. Obviously, he has the DNA to be a champion. But I think people always thought he would leave, and he never. He stayed loyal to the team, stayed loyal to Canyon. He's got a good thing going.
Canyon helped a lot.
Canyon was super involved in that.
But these two brothers that run it, Christoph Rudhoff is the sporting side. Like he was the guy in the car talking to Kaden Groves. Like this is like one of the most intense people you've ever met. And I would guess Vanderpool's like, this is a winning culture. Like I'm not going to take a big paycheck to go to, we can fill in the teams, right? That you might go to and never win again. And just like stayed with like the winning culture. And I think that goes a long way.
Yeah. And it's, a race like this is contagious, right? You get into the third week, these 14 teams. I mean, look, if we could just have a vibe check in the team bus between Alpecin and FDJ, I mean, one of them is a wedding, one of them's a funeral. It just is, right? And that vibe is there. Kaden Groves felt that vibe today. He's like, I'm going to go out here. Let's give it a whirl.
I
We
would
got nothing
guess,
to lose.
though. I would almost guess the vibe is probably still more buttoned up in the Alpecin bus.
that's a
No matter
bummer.
how much success they have, it's still very serious.
We would change that. Yeah. Talked a little bit about tomorrow's stage. Let's have a look. This is the profile. You'll see it if you're watching the show. You'll see it on this profile. This is very different, right? Short stage, 132 kilometers. 5 categorized climbs. But the thing is, I think to me there's two things, right? There's this nod to the Olympic circuit, climbing up to Montmartre. But the rain is in the forecast. Like this is, Johan and I went out and previewed the Olympic course last year, and it was not raining. This is a tricky circuit, right? It's narrow, it's cobbled, it's in the middle of one of the biggest cities in the world. Bradley, you brought it up on commercial break. Is this the kind of stage that if it is raining like today on that circuit, my friends, you may as well be watching Olympic ice skating. Yeah. It's going to be terrifying.
Or was it 5K from the last summit to the finish line?
Let's have another look.
Yeah.
Let's have another look.
So,
I mean, 6K.
you know,
I would
all
say
downhill.
historically, I know back in our day, we would not have raced till after that green jersey sprint. After 75K, I think the capos of the peloton will most likely come together and say, guys, come on, we're 3 weeks in. Let's start the racing with 3 laps to go. In my opinion,
I don't think they do that anymore.
I agree. It can go
remains
either
to
way,
be
but I'm
seen,
just
doesn't
saying
it?
back in our day,
Yeah.
that's what would have happened. They would not have started racing until 75, kilometer 75, maybe go for the bonus sprint if they had to, and then game on, race on.
in any other year with someone like Geraint Thomas, it's his last tour, you'd let him roll across the line, wouldn't you?
Correct, yeah.
First
Yeah.
entry, first passage through.
Could do.
You know,
Why wouldn't they do that now?
well,
It's
it
early in
remains
the
to be
stage.
seen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With the different circuits this year.
Let's see what this weather does.
Different circuits and, like you said, 14 teams without a win. So it's depending on what their directors are saying. Like, no, you guys are not parading into the first part of this race. Like, you're getting in the breakaway. We hope that doesn't happen.
And for those 14 teams, they are liking this stage. Right? If it's the traditional
chance, yeah.
run into Paris,
They have no chance,
Little
yeah.
Trek is going, okay, let's set this up for Jonathan Milan.
Yeah.
Let him win in Paris in green. I don't think that's going to be the case here in 2025. There is a chance for these 14 suckers to finally get.
I wouldn't write off Kaden Groves.
Man, coming into
neither.
you remember coming into Paris
Hated
anytime it rains, how
Awful.
slick it is.
Awful.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And that's when
all
it's
that
that's when
muck
it's
in the air.
flat on
Yeah.
the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Champs-Élysées gets a lot more traffic than it does up the Montmartre, but this is an urban environment.
You rode the course last
Yeah,
year,
you
right?
rode it.
And it's super tight and
It's nasty.
twisty.
Yeah.
Because the old running, the Rue de Rivoli, is it, in the running to the Place de la Concorde, that used to be the whole width of the road.
Yep.
And now there's bus lanes in there and furniture. So now you've got basically
Bike lanes.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Paris is one of the most bike-friendly major cities in the world. The mayor there went in and completely, much to the chagrin of the locals, just made it a bike town. It's pretty incredible.
It's really incredible to ride
That's
a
the
bike.
only time I've ridden one of those
City bikes.
Yeah, these city bikes, Lime or whatever.
Yeah.
And I always see these people riding these things. Like, what are you doing? Right, scooters, bike rental. And anyhow, we were there. My son was in culinary school, so we were visiting, and I was like, "Dude, this is cool." We were renting the app,
Yeah.
riding around. They're electric, which
It's a great way to see the city. So
It
the
is.
second half of this show is Paris by bike. And we go through each. Yeah.
Yep. By the way, too, while we got you, of course, we did have a stage. I'm in stage today. Also, here in a couple hours, we have the first stage of the Tour de France Femme avec Zwift. I'll be joined by Mari Holden. And
Hopefully it's not raining for their start of the tour.
Brittany, I mean,
Probably is.
Probably is.
so I have a double day today and tomorrow. I'm gonna kick these guys out of here, unless
Double day means
Unless, of course-
translation Lance can be even more crankier than he's been all Tour
cranky.
de France.
Bradley, back me up right here. Professor, back me up. Everything we have said today, Mr. Hincapie said, you know what? I have to disagree with that. So who is the cranky one? Today's show, as I said at the top, presented by Ketone IQ. Two options here, right? You got the classic Ketone IQ shot, 10 grams of ketones, and new. You have Ketone IQ plus caffeine, 5 grams of ketones, 100 milligrams of caffeine. A bunch of different flavor options. Just changed the game. They really evolved the game. A lot of scientific research going into it in terms of increased power, increased blood flow, higher muscle oxygenation, better endurance, better stamina. Take your shot. Get 20% off your order at ketone.com/themove. That's ketone.com/themove. I get a lot of questions about ketones. I get a lot of questions. Thank you. These guys are tired.
I think we all do. Yeah, we all do. In fact, Kelly asked me if I had any extra ketones for your wife today. And
she asked me, and I was like, and she's doing the Snowmass 50. She's like, should I take ketones halfway through? And I'm like, yes, honey, you should. She took some before too. Anyhow, last one of the day, Roka. They've completely reinvented eyewear. Sir Bradley is now finally rocking the Roka reading glasses, prescription 2.0s.
Helped a lot.
Courtesy of yours truly. They are super lightweight, best optics on the market. They never slip no matter how sweaty you get. And also working with the Special Forces here in the United States. And super cool. Hand built to order in my hometown of Austin, Texas. And they look badass. The Move listeners get 20% off. Just go to Roka, R-O-K-A, Roka, R-O-K-A.com. Enter the code THEMOVE at checkout. Because you've modified your Rokas with the transition lenses. If that hat, I don't know how I thought of that. If that hat doesn't show up tomorrow for the final stage.
All right.
Bradley, let me ask you a question. Who else could sit in that seat? Are you thinking of anybody else for 2026?
Ouch.
He's part of the fabric.
He's talked about the hat. People want the hat. People are expecting hat. It's the sexiest man on the desk.
Lots of pressure.
And the hat, I'm telling you, if it doesn't come tomorrow, we are going to put Bobby Julich in that seat.
Bobby would be great. I'm not going to hate on Bobby.
He might be busy though.
And he would agree with us more.
Robbie Ventura.
Bobby's going to be.
Who else? Let's have fun with this. Who else could we put there?
Well, I mean,
Mark Cavendish.
He'd be good.
Yeah.
You know, man. You know I'm messing with you.
You need a booster
He's so
seat.
sensitive. Look at him. He's getting sad. He's so sad.
No. I would be sad to miss you guys. That's for sure.
I got a question on email that I am not even going to venture to read. It was just insane. It was nice, kinda. I already deleted it.
So you're gonna read it, or
no? I deleted it. It was I read it to y'all while we were watching the race. I don't know where we're going with this one. I was like,
I think it was a hater turned follower.
But a lot of big words.
Yeah.
I mean, if I tried to read that on here, I mean, nobody would ever listen again. Like, this kid can't even read. However, we probably have other questions.
What should we do, Vinton?
Let me ask you a question, Professor.
Yeah.
Because these other shows, whether it's a radio show or Howard Stern, other shows, podcasts, stuff like this, right? People call in. How come we can't have people? Can we have people call in? Colton? Can we have people call in live?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's not a question for you. Colton, can we have people? Dave, can we have people call in live?
We could.
I think, all right, folks.
Somebody call in right now with your question.
No, we're not. Here's George's phone number. What's that, Eric?
You guys would get the weirdest.
Actually, you could call. FaceTime George. Everybody ready? Write this down.
Oh, man.
86, what is it?
Yep, that was close.
Okay. Questions. But I do want, I would love it if people, don't you think that'd be cool if people called in?
People could send voice notes in.
No, I want them to call in. And that's better when they call. Who cares? This is the move. We don't care.
We're live.
We have made it this far. 2026, people are calling in.
All you would get is questions about the conjugal visits. That's literally all people would be asking you about.
All right.
Should we do Ventum trivia before questions?
Shoot. Yeah, because yesterday's question was kind of. All right.
I think we need to give Kaden that boomstick.
Yeah, I think so.
That was incredibly impressive. Needs the boomstick. Kaden Groves, boomstick.
Boomstick, Kaden Groves, 10 Grand Tour victories. That's impressive.
More than Julian Alaphilippe and Remco Evenepoel. It's impressive.
That frames it. Yesterday's question: the final kilometers of the difficult La Plana. There was another historic alpine sporting venue. Right. The answer to that was the 1.5 kilometer La Plana Olympic bobsleigh track. Now that's a sport.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do the one where you go by yourself face down,
the
face
skeleton
first,
or
like on your
whatever.
belly.
Yeah, that
I'm
seems
out
cool.
on that. But I like the thing where you jump in the little rocket and the guy, you push it and the guy, I would 100% sit in the back of that. Like you get one of those East German dudes just ripping that. I would 100% do that. I don't know if that's what they passed. What's bobsleigh? That's not the thing on your face.
Oh, that must
No,
be
that's
something
skeleton.
else.
Skeleton is on.
Yeah.
That's what a name for a sport. Hey, son, you should try this sport. All right. Stage 20 question. Marking its 50th anniversary since it first appeared as the final stage of the Tour de France, the Champs-Élysées is arguably the most iconic stage of the Tour. With 4 wins over his storied career, Sir Mark Cavendish currently holds the record for wins here. In what years did he win? Send your answers to ventumracing.com/TheMove. Get you $5,000 registered. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, it registers you to win $5,000. All right, Mark Cavendish has 4 wins in Paris. What 4 years were those?
Not easy to don't do it, but that's not easy to do off the top of your head. That's a tricky little question. I bet you could do it.
Saying
though.
nothing. Saying nothing.
Yeah. All right. This
By the way, that was a great. Did you?
That was
Did you watch it?
amazing.
Did you start it? The Say Nothing series on Hulu about the IRA and the history of it.
best show of the year. I'd
that
say
was
by
wild.
Okay,
far.
I had
was
George
dark.
watch
It
it.
was dark.
It's dark. It's real.
It makes you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have I caught y'all up on my crush on Bob Geldof. So I watched the second part of this Live Aid thing. This Bob Geldof, what a guy, incredible. And then because I love documentaries, we're gonna get to the questions in a second. I started the Billy Joel documentary.
Right.
I love music. That is an incredible. You talk about a complicated guy, boy.
I watched the first half of the Arnold documentary last night.
Amazing.
That's
it's
fantastic.
It's
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
really
No, the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, unbelievable.
What a guy.
Yep. No, he's,
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know what he is? He's very smart.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
incredibly smart. This guy's lived 100 lives. But Billy Joel, check it. Bob Geldof. Maybe Bob Geldof will call in 2026.
Maybe he's in the third chair. 2026.
Wait, I tried to drop that. I mean, the man was George was
now jumping on it.
He started crying almost as much as some of these guys in the Tour cry these days. I'm really a big fan of that, brother.
Well, it's the emotion of winning a stage in the Tour, isn't it?
Yep, I agree.
I agree, man. Winning solo like that today, a sprinter, I can understand the emotion.
I think it speaks to how effed everybody is.
Yeah.
They're just
You had
emotional.
another theory, didn't you?
Okay, question.
Not only that, but the risks they took throughout today's stage
Yeah.
to win the
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've just been on the limit since stage one, like physically and emotionally. All right, this is kind of a negative question, but I do want to hear you guys' answer.
What a kicker.
So it's from Benjamin Thomas, maybe. Does Jonas Vingegaard lack the racing toughness to compete against Tadej? He has beat him twice. Yeah. He only rides a handful of selected races where Pogačar is at the start all year round and never shies away from a fight. Racing and training are not the same, not even for the best racers in the world. I'd love to hear your opinion on this.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what with Jonas? I think now he's come to a point. He's won 2 tours, whether he wins another one or not. He's come up against the greatest rider of all time.
That's right.
I'd like to see him go for things like Liège-Bastogne-Liège.
Me too.
Because there's so many other races on world road title on the right course he could win.
He could win this year.
And other Grand Tours. I mean, the Giro, Vuelta.
yeah, I think they might have to rewrite their playbook. But that said, if you go back to this year's Tour de France, I mean, Jonas had 2 bad days, and that's where he lost the majority of those 4 minutes. Other than that, aside from the sprints at the end, he was right there with Pogačar and super equal. So I think they're going to, go back to the drawing board, look at those performances and say maybe he does more racing next year to get that little extra pop for the finishes. But they got to change it up somehow.
With Jonas as well, he the last 2 years he's had accidents early in the season which have hampered his preparation, which Tadej hasn't had also.
Yeah.
So these things swing him roundabouts.
There is 2 years ago that he was able to come back from.
Yeah.
But George, you're right about the time losses in those 2 days. But let's not forget, and we don't know, we're not privy to the training data and what is the power he's producing, but by all accounts, this kid's in zone 2, zone 3, winning the Tour de France. Yeah, it might be on equal time. Go push him. Right? Think the times are good now? Give him a little put. I mean, this is, and I'm with you, Bradley. I mean, look, too bad, right? You came across the GOAT, right? And there's nothing that anybody can do.
But I also think if you put them on 0 time with a week to go, Tadej is a mean animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still think he beats him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they just have to retool. You have to like adjust to Tadej existing. Like maybe let's do the Giro or the Vuelta. Or the
Well, that's adjusting by avoiding.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like just avoid this guy. He's too good.
Well, that's a shame, right? And that's not no major professional sport wants that to be one of the commentaries.
Well,
that's
I wouldn't say avoid him. I would say do the same races as him early season. Turn up at Paris-Roubaix, turn up at Tour of Flanders.
Well, Jonas can't do Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah. Right.
Liège, best on Liège.
Why not?
The Ardennes. I think that'd
He
be
can
interesting.
totally do
to see.
the Ardennes. Yeah. And be successful there for sure.
You look what the best are doing and you copy them.
Ardennes, Tour,
Try and do it
Vuelta.
better.
I would like to see him target that.
Yeah.
But Bradley mentioned this yesterday. Let's just say like Tadej is like a barista in Ljubljana, never races a bike. Jonas is on his 5th tour win, going for 7 probably eventually. Like you do kind of forget like Tadej is like eclipsing everything, but you forget how good Jonas is.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another kind of negative question, but
What is going
Making it
on?
rain with the negativity.
well, this is
going
something
on?
that I get a lot of feedback. Is someone
You're
with
pulling out the negative questions.
the other ones are all just about how George met his wife. With Wout and Jonas, can you talk about that, or is that not legal?
I can talk about it. What do you mean? Why would it not be legal?
Question, please.
Yeah, with Wout and Jonas now balancing.
Let me tell you a cute story. So George slips his wife Mel a note at the Tour.
Which is not allowed, right?
It's not allowed, right? But that's neither here. There was a lot of stuff in that day
Because she was a podium.
that was also not
hostess,
allowed.
yeah.
However, the man kept the note, or she kept. It's framed in the house, isn't it? It's framed.
It is. It's framed, yeah.
I mean, come on, people. Husbands, wives. Who has the note?
Risking his career to pass a note.
No, not his career. Her career.
And she actually kind of blew me off and didn't want to give me her number, but her driver was a fan of the team and he gave me the number.
Whoa.
So the note is my note, her response, her denial response, and then in different color pen was the phone number that he wrote. So kind of funny story.
Wow.
Yep.
Shout out to the driver.
Yeah, that's right. Jean-Luc.
Jeez, I didn't know that. That's interesting. And this is coming. I do have children, and they have drained my life force. So just want to frame the question with that. With Wout and Jonas now balancing family life while Matthew and Tadej remain more singularly focused on racing, I don't believe Matthew and Tadej have children, just for the record. Could this influence performance or longevity? And if Wout and Jonas continue their current streak and avoiding injury and crashes, could we see them make a comeback in 2026? Or are their kids basically ruining their careers?
How are you pulling this?
Yeah, I know.
We're not even going to answer that. This is.
Yeah.
Does it affect you as a pro when you have kids?
I think when you have small kids, it actually reinvigorates your motivation in lots of ways. Perhaps maybe your risk tolerance comes down a bit because
I think that's right.
you think about others as opposed to just yourself. There's a lot of
Your
different
sense
factors.
of responsibility goes up.
Yeah.
For field sprinters, for these true sprinters that are risking their lives many days.
Yeah.
For sure, you start getting a couple kids, and you know what it's feel like to get home from a race, pick them up, play around, jump on the trampoline, wrestle, whatever. Yeah, you start going into a field sprint and saying, "I'm not going to hit my brakes." Well, you start hitting them a little earlier.
But how many wins did Cav have? He had kids really early in his career.
He is an anomaly.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah,
No disrespect to Cavs' kids, but he didn't care. He was a winner.
I also think people like Wout van Aert probably is not waking up in the middle of the night feeding the kids. Like these people, their job is to be rested, and they have more money than a normal person. They probably can hire help and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
That was. We got to do better. This is why we need people calling in.
Let's get some positive
I can't
questions.
imagine we can have somebody screening the calls. Dear ma'am,
we don't.
What do you want to ask about? Oh, you want to ask
We need
about
better questions than is Wout van Aert breastfeeding his children.
That'd be a good question. That needs an answer.
Come on.
Anyways, we will be back tomorrow for
Last stage.
What shape? It is the last stage, not your typical last stage. Shaping up to be interesting. I'm curious.
We're there. We made it through the tour anyway.
We made it to the tour.
Well, not yet. We should.
We're nearly there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.